What's up, guys? So the Wolves just gave up a 2-goal lead to Brighton. Final score is 3-3. Another gut wrenching result by the Wolves. More points are dropped after giving up a late goal to United. I thought that was a gut wrenching result. This one feels even worse. Brighton, not the most offensive team, not a team that gets a lot of results at home, and they look particularly well against us. Just a complete collapse in the second half, complete night and day. The way they played in the first half, the way they played in the second half is just. I'm super frustrated. I know the squad is missing a lot of players. Just by looking at the bench, you see we have Rudy, Hover, Perry, Kundo, Richards, Kilman, Otasowie, Corbernow, Sondergaard. There's no quality players in the bench or like experienced players to come make a impact. But the mistakes happen in the first play of the second half. Moutinho, experienced player, gives up a penalty, makes a lazy challenge, in my opinion. He's not moving his feet. He's reaching in the half. What are you doing, Moutinho? That really upset me. I know Moutinho, they always give him praise. He's a veteran. He has the third most caps in Portugal's national team history behind Figo and Ronaldo. But I don't know. How much is he? Why is he untouchable on this squad? I know we don't have a lot of players, but I don't know. The Neves and Moutinho pairing in the midfield, that's one of the things that I know a lot of Wolves fans have been upset about or they don't like. It's not enough mobility. They're both pretty stagnant. None of them is really pacey or is a box-to-box. But, I mean, right now, there's not too many options to be had. I know Vitinha, he's more of an attacking midfielder, so you wouldn't really replace Moutinho with him back there. Would you play Otasowie in there? He doesn't have too much experience. Like there's a lot of Den Donker is not currently fit, so there's not a lot of options right now for Nuno. But I do think moving forward, Neves and Moutinho in the midfield is not something that's giving us a lot of creativity going forward. Is not giving us a lot of. They're not like defensive stoppers, either of them. They're not like really amazing at getting the ball back and that's their main position. So I don't know. I'm really upset by what Moutinho did to start out the second half. That really changed the whole dynamic of the game. Being up 3-1, being able to see out the result, really being able to get them in their counterattack, and then to give up a goal, a penalty in the first couple minutes of the second half, that really changed the momentum and it shrunk the lead to just one goal. After that, it was almost expected for Nuno to go back to a back five to see the game out, which is kind of upsetting. It's kind of upsetting that the Wolves always revert to the back five and always go on the defensive, especially against a team like Brighton, who's not known for going forward, who don't have the best home result. It seems like the Wolves always invite pressure. Like they always invite pressure. They love just sitting back and trying to get them on the counterattack. And this year, especially, the counterattack has not been there. It's not as lethal. So, I mean, it sounds like I'm being very negative, but it has been a very negative stretch of results since that Chelsea game. So just a lot of drop points, and it's just very upsetting. Otasowie had a header at the end of the game. Adama made a nice run and flickered it into the box. Otasowie, maybe it was a little too high for him. Maybe he just headed it wrong. Inexperienced. That's not really his position. Good for him to even get there. He's not a natural striker or false nine or whatever position Nuno put him. That's not his natural position. So good. I like the run he made. It's good box, good presence, good run, but just maybe a little too high for him, or he just didn't time it right. Unlucky. Otasowie could have had the winner, and then we would have been feeling much better about this game than we're currently feeling. But just a lot of drop points in these last few games. Should have been Brighton. If Silva scores a header against Tottenham, and then giving up that late goal to United, just gut-wrenching performances, gut-wrenching results these last few weeks. And it just seems like players keep dropping. Dan Donker wasn't available. Podence wasn't available. Jimenez is still out. Bali was still out. So it seems like the squad depth is really getting tested, and this squad is not very deep. And that kind of falls on Nuno too, because he did want a smaller squad. He said I think he's on record saying that he prefers smaller squads. Well, now that the injury bug is hitting, now that we're missing 5-6 players, and it's really this small squad is really getting stretched. There's not too many options. So the transfer just opened up, I believe today, Saturday, January the 2nd, 2021. It just opened today. So I know the Wolves need to get some injection going forward. Fabio Silva, for all the potential that I've seen from him, he doesn't make too much of an impact in the games. His hold-up play has regressed, in my opinion, since the first game that I saw him was against Arsenal, and he came in for Raul Jimenez, and he looked really good right there. He was linking up well with the wingers, Adama, and I think since that game, his link up play has gone a little worse, in my opinion, just from the eye test, and he doesn't contribute too much. So definitely need a striker to fill in those Raul Jimenez shoes. Silva was a pickup for the future. He's not ready yet. And the midfield, I think that there needs to be a more box to box midfielder, either for Neves or Moutinho. One of them. That's not a pairing that's working, in my opinion. Right in front of the center backs. There needs to be a more agile, more box-to-box, pacier, could really make up ground, could really chase somebody down. Neves and Moutinho, they're a little clunky. They're not as fast. So I think striker, help on the midfield, and maybe like a couple more midfielders, or even like center backs. We could use some center backs too. But I don't know. There needs to be an influx of talent in this transfer market. That's for sure. But that wraps it up, you guys. I'm still very, very upset about the result. Should have seen the game out. Should have maybe added to the score. I was looking at the table, seeing how much we could improve our goal differential against Brighton in the second half. I was like, we might be able to go 5-1, 6-1 maybe, and to tie it 3-3. Just very upsetting, frustrating result. But we're on to, I think we have an FA Cup game on Friday. So we're on to that game. We'll see how the Wolves do. Go Wolves.